It's Rachel. How are you? Day number goodness knows what. Hopefully you're all settling in and you're starting to see positive changes in your house. I've been hearing people saying that their kids are feral and they're a bit crazy, and given the day that we had yesterday, I was just wondering if some thoughts I might have might give you some perspective on that. We're all in an odd situation, and what we notice with our children over the years, and I have to say with clients as well, is that if you imagine life is a balloon, can't buy one at the moment, sorry, not essential, and you squeeze it here and you stop someone doing something and you prevent them from being who they want to be, things bulge out elsewhere, and that happens with little children, happens with teenagers. As I say, it happens with clients. Often when clients call us and they're mad as hell, something else is going on, and we're just the ones they have to talk to. And I think often when we get frustrated with children indoors, it's often what we're doing. And maybe if you think your children are crazy and they're going stir crazy indoors, think about what you're doing, because we can change what we're doing. We can't always change what they're doing. It's much easier to look at yourself and say, well, could I deal with this differently? Am I doing the micromanaging that I talked about way back in the first, I think it might be the first or second video I did. Are you squeezing and it's causing other behaviours elsewhere? We're getting tensions in our house because we don't really have enough space for me to do business a bit. For Mr. B, he's doing his surveying qualification, and he had paper all over the table yesterday. I ended up doing some Zoom calls during the day, and I used the girls' bedroom, and it all got a bit much, and we had to go out. And essentially, going out is what fixes it. And if you just a change of scene can quite often improve things. So even though we do need to do social distancing and we need to keep away from people, you can still go out. And even if that just means putting everyone out on the pavement and you say, right, we're outdoors, what should we do? I know when our youngest was little, she walked at 8 months, and she was a bit like a puppy when she was little, and by the time we got up and had breakfast, if we weren't out the door within an hour, she'd be jumping on things, climbing the walls, shouting, arguing, and being generally difficult. So we had a habit of eating breakfast, getting up, sorting ourselves out and going out. And we had a wheelbarrow at the time, a kid's wheelbarrow, and we'd take this wheelbarrow up and down the street and they'd pick up junk and put it in the wheelbarrow. We'd find sticks or leaves or feathers or whatever, but just get out of the house. And if you have to do that 2 times a day and your neighbour goes nee, say, look, life is what life is. As long as you're keeping away from people, not licking your neighbours, you need to get outdoors. But I think this is one thing to consider. Whatever's happening in your house, 50% of it is down to you. It's either what you're doing or what you're saying or how you're affecting the space in the house. And I think that goes back to the other thing I discussed early on as well, about how you use your rooms and how your furniture is. Do your children have space where they can jump around, or are you doing the micromanaging and saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't climb on this, don't do that? We need to create some space where they can be a bit crazy. That said, there are peaks and troughs in the day, there are smooth bits, there are less than smooth bits. If it gets too not smooth, get outdoors. We put our feet in water yesterday and that really helped. We went down to the shore, but it can work with a bucket outside. Another thing that one of our sons really enjoyed doing is digging holes. He dug some very deep holes. He dug a hole so deep that the littlest, when she sat in it, we couldn't see her. So I think it's just letting go of some of the things that you've been holding on to and finding ways through and observing yourself as well. So I hope things are okay. I mean, we're more or less all right, but yesterday was a really rough day, and I just wanted to share that with you, that even when our kids are older and we think that we know them and we think that we can negotiate with them, the fallout was over how far the table that Mr. B was working on, how far away that was from the wall. The straw that broke the camel's back. Anyway, we had a better day today, and we still went out in the afternoon and had a walk through the woods. So I hope you're managing. and I leave that with you. Some of it's you, some of it's them, some of it's your space. Get outdoors. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.